story 10 Heads of Tanuj by author Priya Narayan. The city had recently celebrated Dussehra with a great fervour. The memory of the burning effigies of Ravana, Meghnad and Kumbhakaran was fresh in 9-year-old Tanuj's mind. As the sound of the claps and the hoods filled the air, the 10 heads of Ravan had tumbled the ground in a cloud of smoke. That night, Tanuj clambered on the bed and snuggled next to Amma to listen to his favorite bedtime story. Ravana was the greatest of all Asur kings, began his mother with the pomp of a true storyteller. She narrated the story of the 10-headed devotee of Lord Shiva who was both a hero as well as a villain. He was so strong, he once lifted the entire Mount Kailas with his hands. And his 10 heads were not merely heads, but symbol of his knowledge, and 4 Vedas and 6 Upanishads she added. Tanuj went to sleep while dreaming of Ravana. When Tanuj opened his eyes the next morning, his head felt as heavy as a rock as he tried to lift it up off the pillow. "What's wrong with me?" he wondered. When, after 5 failed attempts, he finally stood straight and wobbled to the mirror, he let out a piercing shriek. "Ah!" Amma dashed upstairs, worried, and before one could say tea for trouble, she'd already fallen down faint. Appa's brain was bamboozled. A giant scream rushed up his throat, but he bravely choked it midway. "What did you do, Tanuj?" he squeaked. "I don't know. All I did was dream of Ravana after Amma narrated the story last night," replied Tanuj, pointing an accusing finger at his mother. Appa glared at Amma, who had managed to get back to her feet after he made her smell Tanuj's stinky socks. "What?" she said in self-defense. Appa sighed. "So, Tanuj has 10 heads now," he mumbled. "That means 10 sets of teeth to be brushed. No problem. I'll run to the grocer and get 9 more toothbrushes. Then we'll be all set." Appa's mind was in boggle as he hurried to the grocer. When he returned, he found Amma wiping the tears off 10 pairs of cheeks. She wrung the soaking wet handkerchief into a bucket before getting down to brush the teeth on 5 of Tanuj's brand new heads. Appa did the same on the remaining 5. There was a gloom in the room when Tanuj, fumbling and tumbling as he got ready for school. For all her bewilderment, Amma wasn't one to allow him to miss school. For if Tanuj missed school, he would lose the highest attendance award to Rohan, and she would lose the bet she'd made with Rohan's mother. So she busied herself helping him with the uniform and socks. When it was time to comb his hair, Appa and Amma divided the task once again. Soon, the school bus announced itself with an annoying honk. Peeping out of the window, Tanuj saw the yellow bus and began to wail, "I cannot go to school like this." "Yes, he cannot," agreed Appa. But Amma was not sure. She furrowed her brows and scratched her head. It wasn't a good idea to lose a bet with Rohan's mother, but neither was sending Tanuj to school. And so, for better or worse, she decided that Tanuj would stay at home until they would find a solution to this predicament. 2 days passed, fumbling and tumbling around. On the 3rd day, Tanuj tried every single thing to get rid of his extra heads. He tried to pull them out. He tried to knock them down. He tried to make a magic balm to rub heads and make them disappear. But nothing worked. That night, a big yawn escaped each of his mouth as he devoured a bowl of noodles for dinner. As soon as his head sank into the pillow, he drifted off to sleep. You don't seem happy with your new heads, a voice boomed into Tanuj's ear, making him toss and turn in sleep. Tanuj stammered, startled by the sudden appearance of the great Ravana himself. Well, it's rather uncomfortable to walk around with 10 heads, he tried to reason. But you are the one who wished for them. No, I didn't, Tanuj said, crossing his arms. I don't mean any offense, but I'd never wish for 10 heads. They look quite silly and... Silly? Did you just say silly? That I, the king of Asur, look silly? Ravana thundered. Yes, I mean, no, Tanuj said, taken aback by Ravana's sudden anger. You do not look silly at all. I'm the one looking silly. After all, one does need a strong personality like yours to carry off this type. And I sadly do not have that kind of personality, he stammered and stumbled, trying to appease the Asura king. Now that is true, Ravana said, twirling the edges of his fine black moustache. No one in this whole wide world, not even Rama, has my charisma. Oh, mighty king, and neither do I. I do not even have the strength to carry these heads everywhere I go. My limbs have gone weak. My knees are about to give way. Please, please, king of Asur, how can I get rid of them? In return, I'll do anything you say. That's interesting, Ravana remarked. So, you are willing to do anything to get rid of those extra 10 heads? Yes, anything. Ravana pondered. Just then his eyes fell on a row of medals and trophies decorating Tanuj's shelf. What are these for? He asked. Do you humans also wear necklaces and drink in golden cups just like us? No, what a curious question to ask, Tanuj replied. Then, with his voice dripping with pride, he said, these are the proof that I am the smartest in my class. I have won so many competitions and I've been the class topper since class 1, you see? Ha! How can anyone be the class topper when I, the great Ravana, am the most intelligent of all? Prove to me that you are not as intelligent as I am, and I will get you rid of your 10 heads, said the king of Asur, Ravan. Tanuj tried not to panic. Oh, that should be easy, he said. Go on, ask me any question. I shall give you only the wrongest of answers. Then before Ravana could say anything, did you notice something? The word wrongest? Wrongest in itself is a wrong word. You see, I'm already proving that I am less intelligent than you are. Not so soon, my lad, Ravana interrupted. To prove that you are not as intelligent as I am, you must fail in all your upcoming examination. What? Fail in my examination? I just cannot fail. I'm the class topper and in running for the best student award. No. Can't I just score low marks? Please, Ravana. Tanuj sank to his knees and pleaded with folded hands. But Ravana was not the one to budge. Then Tanuj thought of a plan. He said, can I please fail in one subject then? My parents would be devastated if I fail in all subjects. You would know the importance of keeping one's parents happy. Getting off the throne, he swung the Angavastram off his shoulder dramatically and said, "Fine, you can fail in one subject then, but the subject is of my choosing, and the subject I choose is math." Tanuj felt weak at his knees and his head started to spin. Math was his favorite subject. Miss Mohanty said that he had a natural flair for it. It would be a Kumbhakarna's cute task to fail in math. But there was no escape now because Ravana had vanished. Poof! So Tanuj finally made up his mind to go to school, and let's see what happens on his way to school and at the school. When the school bus arrived, the driver's eyes popped out. "You cannot get in wearing that mask," he grumbled. Appa quickly removed his scooter keys. Soon he was weaving through the morning traffic with Tanuj firmly sitting behind. Even as passengers waved and shouted their approval for the innovative Ram Leela costume, after all, Diwali was just around the corner, Tanuj shut his eyes tight and wished his extra head would go off with the wind. But it did not happen. Now he reached the school. At school, Tanuj's classmates were shocked. "Is it a curse? An evil witch's spell?" They all started discussing amongst themselves. They were tempted to tease him, but they decided to stay off and say nothing, lest they themselves grew 9 heads of their own. In the class, Shushmita Miss stared at him and made him sit at the last bench of the class. Over the next few days, Tanuj was the center of attraction at school. Teachers wanted to click a selfie with him. Younger students begged for his autograph, and the older ones fought to make him part of his gang. The best part was Miss Titli, the drama teacher. She was thrilled to bits. Finally, she had the perfect Ravana for her inter-school Ram Leela competition. Surely, Chunilal Mehta School would bring back the trophy this year. And then Tanuj was invited to meet the principal himself. The principal, Mr. Khanna, was a shrewd old man. Mr. Khanna said, as he seized Tanuj, examining him from head to toe, side to side. "So, my boy, how did you manage this extraordinary feat? It is indeed a great day in the history of our school." "I don't know, sir. I wish for them in my dream, I think," Tanuj mumbled, still wondering how he had grown the extra 10 heads. "As simple as that, huh? I wish my wishes were granted that easily. Then I could be a different man," said Mr. Khanna with a whimsical look, imagining himself as a dashing dude with lush black hair. Soon, the piercing shriek of the school bell shook him out of the fantasy. Where was I? "My head, sir. I'm trying all I can to make them vanish, and I promise, sir, I promise it won't cause you trouble. I only want to write my exam." No. Don't wish your heads away, my boy. I'm depending on them to revive the fading glory of our school. Your heads, yes, your fantastic heads will help us get more admissions. Tanuj was puzzled. How could his peculiar problem help the school? "You must keep the heads together, at least until the Diwali break," Mr. Khanna continued. That will give us ample time for newspaper to be splashed with your photographs and mine too. And ensure that Chunilal Mehta School is the talk of the town. It won't be so long before we attract more and more students to apply for admission in our prestigious school. The next few days flashed past Tanuj in a blur. Every newspaper in town carried his selfie with Mr. Khanna on the front page. The journalists from across the country swarmed off outside his house and school. Ravana Reborn, asked the headline of one newspaper. Yet another newspaper asked in bold letters, Return of Ravana, hoax or reality? Tanuj wanted to go into hiding, but then how would he appear for his exam? After all, the deal with Ravana was to fail in math. At first, he felt bad for his parents when he saw them being chased everywhere by the media. But he soon realized they were enjoying the newfound fame. So, he stopped feeling guilty and prepared for his exam, making sure not as much to peep into his math textbook. On the day of the math exam, Tanuj was anxious. He almost knew everything. One glance at each problem and you knew the method to solve it and get the right answer. But Ravana's snooping head stared down at him every time he put pencil to paper. As he wondered what to do, an idea struck him. He decided to write down all the correct answers, only he would jumble them up so the answer of problem 1 could be found in problem 7, the answer of problem 2 could be found in problem 12, and so on. I'm sure Miss Mohanty will understand, he thought to himself. A loud ha 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 almost startled Tanuj awake as he slept that night after the exam. He looked on with knitted eyebrows as Ravana rolled into laughter. Ha ha ha! What is so funny? I hope you're not backing off your promise, he asked Ravana, his eyes narrowing to slits. He was in no mood of humor. Oh, no, not at all. You have kept your word, my boy, and I too will keep mine. But before that, it's only fair that I get a bit of laughter. Then, closing his eyes, he tried to remember Tanuj's answer. 21 plus 28, 132. Indeed, I would love to see the look on your teacher's face as she corrects your papers. Okay, enough. You don't have to rub it in. I'm already feeling miserable that I'm gonna get 0 on 30 for the first time ever in my mathematics paper. So if you're done with laughing, please let it be. And I hope to wake up tomorrow morning with just one head. Tanuj replied, feeling annoyed. Why? Of course. Tathastu. Finally, the next day, Tanuj woke up. He felt around for his extra heads. They weren't there. He took a deep breath and peeped into the mirror. Only one head stared back at him. Tanuj quickly ran downstairs to his Amma and Appa to give the good news. My heads have disappeared. So kids, I'm sure you must have enjoyed the story 10 Heads for Tanuj, and this story has got a very interesting learning. Now the Ravana in this story is the evil, okay, who takes over Tanuj and does not really leave Tanuj very easily unless Tanuj has to fail in his examination. That means he has to let go of his favorite thing to even let go of the evil. So kids, that's exactly the way an evil works. Once it cripples us, we got to pay a hefty sum to get rid of it, and sometimes we got to even let go of our favorite things and some very important things in our life. And kids, that's exactly what I want to say, that right now in this current situation of pandemic, when we've got time to ponder around of all our evil activities that's been affecting our environment, it is the correct time to keep a check, to have a control of all our evil activities and save our mother earth. We never know that when this evil, when the evil activities of ours might engulf us one day, and we got to pay a bigger price to save ourselves. So kids, keep on smiling, stay safe, stay fit, and I shall see you next week. Bye.